Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Hello.
afternoon, sir.
Hello kids, good afternoon. Okay. Okay kids, so let me share my screen. Okay kids, is the screen visible? Okay kids, so yesterday we started learning about the opening principles. So what is the first opening principle that we learned, kids? Anybody?
Control the center square.
Very good. Okay. What else we learned?
Sir, we learned that we should play E5, E4 or D4 if we're white, or E5 or D5 if you're black, because
Right.
this opens the queen and bishop up.
Right. So that we can control the center, right? And then followed by, so we saw that E4 followed by E5. Okay, this will control the center, right? And after,
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon,
Sir, can
Nishka.
you tell me? Can you tell me what were you doing? Actually, I could not join some network issue.
Yeah, we are just starting, Nishka. So we were discussing about yesterday's opening principles, that
Okay, sir.
to play E4 followed by E5 so that it will control the center. Okay, and then later on
Okay, sir.
we need to develop the minor pieces. Okay, so first minor piece is your knight. Okay, so knight will play this, yeah, so that you can control the, it not only develops the piece, but also it also helps you control the center, right? Followed by then you will play another knight, for example, right? So, and this is how your openings are, you know, developed and decided, right? After that you can develop your bishops. Okay, and then you can develop the you can do the castling. Okay, so let's do one by one, right? So as we saw yesterday,
How to do it D4? You didn't explain it. How to do D4
yeah,
from black and white?
D4 we will come to that, Swayam. Yeah, so have some patience, it will take some time. Actually, we will not directly jump to D4 because E4 itself is, you know, too big to learn. Yeah, so let's first of all learn the opening principles. So as we discussed, we have to advance, okay, your central pawns, that is D4 or E4, okay, to control the center. Then second, we learned that develop your knights. Okay, I am putting in short, kids, okay, so that we get to learn. Okay, the third point is the bishops, okay, should be developed. Okay, now how, where will you develop the bishop? Say for example, the third point is bishop should be developed. Okay, so when you played E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, okay, so you should put the bishop in a square from where it can control the two diagonals. Okay, now say for example, if you look at the bishop from here, okay, it is controlling this one diagonal and then indirectly this another diagonal, but because here we have our own pawn which is blocking, okay, so that is of not much use. But instead of that, if you place your bishop here, now can you see it is controlling this diagonal plus this diagonal, right? So it is more effective over here compared to that of F1. Okay, now let's see actually how many squares it is controlling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So
11.
yeah, 11 squares. And if we go back to the original place only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
5.
this 6, 7. Right?
6, 7.
So obviously 11 is better than 7, right? So that is the
Yeah.
reason your third opening principle, what it says, the bishop should be developed in a square from where it can control two diagonals. Okay.
Sir, will you send this in? Will you send this
Yes,
on
yes.
chat box?
I will send. I will send. Yeah. Don't
Okay,
worry.
sir, because I'm not ready.
I will send on WhatsApp after the class. Whatever I am writing
Okay,
here,
sir. Yes, sir.
you will receive everything. Okay. So you can just make sure that you are noting down all those things. Okay. If you can note down during the class itself, very good. If not, you can later on note down. Okay. And why to note down? Because it is very important. Opening principles can be useful for lifetime. Okay. So it will be useful for you later on as well. Okay. Now is this clear, kids? So if you play
Yes,
your
sir.
bishop here, it is more effective. So will be the case for black as well. Okay. So if white develop the bishop here, black will develop the bishop here. Okay. Then you can castle. Okay. The fourth point is get castled as early as possible. Okay. Now why to do castling? We already learned during the castling chapter that we learned, right? Because of castling, you do two things. Okay, kids. Because of the castling, we can achieve two things. Rishabh, are you there? Why is your video not on? Okay. So because of castling, we can achieve two things. One is your king becomes safe. Okay. That is the first objective, that your king is safe, right? Another thing, you develop your rook, right? Because the rook has come here. Okay. Now can you see the rook is indirectly ready to come here, which will attack on the e file. Okay. As well as once we develop this queen, then the other knight and bishop, then two rooks will get connected. Okay. So from that perspective, castling does help us. Okay. So get castled as early as possible, since castling is allowed only once in the course of the game. Okay. The permanent loss of right to castle is a serious disadvantage. In case if you had to move your king, okay, because we know that once the king is moved or the rook is moved, you cannot castle, right? So as I said, this is the only special move in which king and rook both moves in a single move, right? Otherwise, the same thing if I need to do, for example, what I will have to do, first I will have to take the king here, then bring the rook here, bring the king here, and then move here, right? So it will take minimum 4 to 5 moves if I want to bring that position. But instead of that, if you are doing the castling in a single move, you can achieve this, right? So that is the advantage. However, if you lose this opportunity to castle, okay, then it's a serious loss, right? Indirectly. So one of the good practice is you should castle as early as possible, and you should try to stop your opponent from doing castling. Okay. Now, if you can stop your opponent from castling, say for example, now in this case, we have castled, but black has not yet, right? So can we do something so that we can stop black from castling? Okay, so you need to think from those lines. Okay, so that is just a additional note. Okay, it's not said in the opening principle, but it is the indirect benefit to know that if you can castle and if you can stop your opponent from castling, then that gives you the advantage in the game. Okay, so what opening principle says, castle your king as early as possible, get castled as early as possible, so that to make your king safe, as well as bring the rook into the game, bring the rook actively into the game. Okay, so along with your other pieces, even rook becomes active. Otherwise, if you look at the position of the rook is such that because of these 2 points, rooks are blocked, right? You cannot do much with the rook unless and until you are either in the middle game or towards the end of the game. Okay, rooks are very useful, okay, but not in the beginning. Okay, rooks are very useful but not in the beginning. Okay, and hence in the real war as well, you must have seen, okay, rooks are not that actively used for the war, right? However, some other things, say for example, you are attacking on any fort, okay, and the main door of the fort, if you want to break that point of time, you will have to bring the rook, because rooks are very powerful, right? Or elephants are very powerful, right? So in the real life, whenever they wanted to break the main door or main entrance of the king, any king's palace, that time only they will bring the rook. But if they want to participate in the battle, will you go on the rook or will you go on the horse?
Sir, knight. He will go on the horse.
Right, obviously horses are more, faster than rook.
Yeah.
Right, so that is how actually we can map, and accordingly we can apply it in the game of chess as well. So although rook are more stronger, but because the knight can jump over here and there, okay, which is the limitation for the rook, right? So knights can be better utilized, right? So the fourth point, what it says, get castled as early as possible. Okay, castling also helps you connect your rooks. Okay, so bring your rook to d1 and e1, that is d8 and e8 in case of black. Okay, from where they have to control the central, this central e file and d file. Okay, so after the fourth point says you have to castle. Okay, and the fifth point says try to connect your both rooks so that they can control the center from rook to d1 and rook to e1. Okay, so is the case with black. Rook to d8 and rook to e8. Now kids, I am trying to tell you from both sides, okay, white side as well as black side. Okay, that is the reason I am putting it in the bracket, that if you are playing from black side, okay, whatever white can do, even black can do that. The only disadvantage for black is because white plays first, black has to follow. Okay, and hence sometimes you must have seen, if you are trying to play just like white, okay, if he is trying to control the center by playing e4, you played e5. Okay, knight to f3, you brought knight to f6, knight to c3, knight to c6. So your opponent might say, "Arey, why are you copying me?" But are you really copying him or her? No, you are playing your moves, he or she is playing his or her moves, right? So opening principles you are following, that's the crux of it. And those who understand opening principles, he or she will not make the statement that you are copying me. Okay, and nothing wrong in copying. Even if you are copying, there is nothing wrong in that. Okay, unless and until you are very careful, because I will have separate session on the copying as well. Okay, the advantage of copying, the disadvantage of copying. Yeah. Yes. Any
I
question?
have to tell that when we go with the white, then we move the pawn to e4. So it we so then our bishop can go further and queen can. So the knight can also, but when the bishop will come after the knight, when it will become, so how to move the queen to h5 when
I am coming to that topic, Swayam. Okay. So as I said, if you look at the 4 principles that I talked, okay, advance your central pawns, develop your knights, develop the bishops, okay, get castle as early as possible, try to connect the 2 rooks, okay. But have I here any of out of 5, have I talked anything about queen yet? No. Okay, so there is no question of the movement of the queen. Okay, the next point that we are going to learn is about the queen. Do not develop your queen in the beginning. That is one of the opening principle. Okay, now why not to develop queen? Because it is most powerful. Okay, it is more powerful. Okay, so you might say, sir, if it is more powerful, we should utilize it first, right? But the thing is, in the beginning, if you look at, there are 16 pieces with the black side, right? Say for example, अभिमन्यु का स्टोरी सबको पता है guys? अभिमन्यु from Mahabharata, you don't know?
No, sir.
Okay, तो
I know, sir.
okay, very good. So जिनको नहीं पता है, I will suggest talk to your parents, okay, parents or grandparents, and ask them, मुझको अभिमन्यु की स्टोरी बताओ बोलना, okay? What is that story about? महाभारत का युद्ध जब हुआ था कौरव और पांडवों के बीच में, ओके, तो अभिमन्यु सिर्फ 16 साल का बच्चा था एक्चुअली. He was just 16-year-old kid. Okay. However, he was very brave. Okay. उसको सब कुछ आता था एक्चुअली. As he was as good as Arjuna. Okay. The only difference was because Arjun was, very close to Lord Krishna. Okay. He was more protected as compared to that of Abhimanyu, right? So otherwise Abhimanyu was also great. So महाभारत में क्या हुआ था, अभिमन्यु जब चला गया एक्चुअली, वो तो कौरव सेना को पूरा खात्मा करने वाला था, राइट? बट जब वो गया तो कौरवों ने क्या किया, फिर सबने मिलके उसको चारों तरफ से घेर लिया. ओके, चक्रव्यूह बोलते हैं उसको, चक्रव्यूह बनाया और उसमें फिर सब तरफ से उसके ऊपर वार किया. ओके, तो उसकी वजह से क्या हो गया, वो उस वॉर में मारा गया एक्चुअली. ओके, सो इन शॉर्ट, इवन दो ही वाज पावरफुल, बट बिकॉज द एंटायर ऑपोजिट आर्मी केम टुगेदर, ऑब्वियसली फिर वहां पे कोई कितना भी बड़ा रहेगा तो मारा ही जाएगा, राइट? सो उसका प्रॉब्लम ये था एक्चुअली कि वो शुरू में ही चला गया चक्रव्यूह में. ओके, तो इन शॉर्ट आपके पास क्वीन जो है इट इज काइंड ऑफ अभिमन्यु. ओके, तो आप अभिमन्यु को अगर शुरू में ही निकालोगे और शुरू में गलती से अगर मतलब जीत गए तो अच्छी बात है. ओके, लेकिन अगर गलती से उसको ट्रैप कर लिया आपके ओपोनेंट ने, फिर तो गया ना गेम, राइट? अगर आपकी क्वीन शुरू में मारी गई तो क्या होगा, आपका आधा जो हौसला है, ओके, योर हाफ पावर विल, यू विल लूज ओवर देयर, राइट? आपका जो कॉन्फिडेंस है वो लूज हो जाएगा. आप बोलोगे कि यार मेरी तो अभी क्वीन चली गई, नाउ आई कैन नॉट डू मच, राइट? So from
Sir,
that perspective, it is recommended that not to take the queen out in the opening. Okay. हाँ बोलो बेटा.
I want to tell that before the class I played with Ojal. So in the beginning I lose the queen, but still I win
Okay, but
by doing the pawn promotion.
But you had the queen, right? After pawn promotion, right?
Yes.
In short, you required the queen, right? But and another thing is, let me analyze your game in that case, kids. Okay, you will think that even after losing the queen, you win the game. But I am sure Ojal must have made many mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Correct. So, but I am talking when we are learning. Okay, I am assuming that both the players, you know, understood the concepts of like opening principles and the proper coaching is done from chess, right? So from that perspective, and that is the reason we should not take our queen out. I'm not saying that only queen can help you win the game. Okay, even after losing the queen, you can still win the game, but provided you are making the best utilization of all your other resources like rook, knight, bishop, pawns, right? The way you mentioned, like you promoted your pawn. Pawn promotion itna आसान होता है क्या? नहीं, you need to fight, right? Second rank से 8th rank तक दौड़ना, not a joke, and that too with the hurdle race. It's a hurdle race, right? Pawn promotion is kind of a hurdle race. आप भागने की कोशिश करते हो, आपके ओपोनेंट आपको रोकने की कोशिश करता है, बीच में कोई आ जाता है, आप उसको मार के जाते हो, राइट? सो इट्स अ हर्डल रेस. हर्डल रेस खेलिए आप लोगों ने? बीच बीच में कुछ देखो, प्लेन ग्राउंड है, आपको रनिंग करने को बोला. ओके, 100 मीटर का प्लेन, मतलब प्लेन ग्राउंड पे 100 मीटर की रेस है. ओके, कुछ नहीं, आप 2 मिनट में भाग जाओगे, राइट? बट इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट मैंने क्या किया, बीच में एक पत्थर रख दिया, फिर एक चेयर रख दी, फिर एक बाइसिकल रख दी. ओके, और आपको बोला कि इनके ऊपर से जंप करके जाना है आपको. तो क्या उतना ही आसान होगा जितना आप प्लेन ग्राउंड पे रन कर सकते हो? Obviously not, right? Because those are the hurdles then, right? So is the case with the pawns as well. अगर मैंने empty board रखा, ओके, D फाइल में एक pawn रखा और एक H फाइल में रख दिया, एक ब्लैक का pawn H फाइल में और व्हाइट का pawn D फाइल में, A फाइल में सपोज, ओके, और सिर्फ उनके साथ में एक एक किंग है, तो इतना कुछ डिफिकल्ट नहीं होगा. आप आराम से प्रमोट कर सकते हैं दोनों भी. ओके, बट उस वक्त फिर आपका स्ट्रेटेजी मैटर करेगा कि आप किस तरीके से आप उसको प्रमोट कर रहे हो, राइट? बट अगर आपके सामने 8 पॉन्स इधर सामने है, ओके, उनके पीछे 8 पीसेस खड़े हैं, और मैं आके लेके आया इसको, पॉन को बताया जा तू प्रमोट हो जा, डू यू रियली थिंक इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर दिस पॉन? नॉट एट ऑल.
No.
Unless and until you are also bringing your 16 pieces to support this pawn to reach over there, right? हाँ, जब आप सब मिलके ताकत लगाओगे, सब मिलके उसको सपोर्ट करोगे तो ही आगे जा सकता है, राइट? अंडरस्टूड? Anyways, coming back
Yes.
to our opening principles then. So as we said, the fifth one, try to connect your both rooks so that they can control the center from rook to d1 and rook to e1. Okay, so ideally what is expected here when you develop your pieces, okay, जैसे इसने ये खेला, अपने खेला, ओके, देन उसने खेला, अपने कैसल किया, उसने कैसल किया, राइट? देन यू ब्रॉट योर rook here, he brought his rook here, then you played this, he played this, you brought your knight here, he brought your knight here, brought your bishop here. ओके, अभी यहाँ पे ला सकता है क्या? नहीं ला सकता है, राइट? क्योंकि वो मार देगा, बट ही कैन ब्रिंग इट हियर, राइट? आप मुझको मारोगे तो मैं तुम्हारे बिशप को मारूंगा, राइट? दैट इज हाउ इट इज. Brought the queen, brought the queen. Now can you see these two rooks are connected? Okay, both the rooks are protecting each other. That is what this fifth statement says. Okay, try to connect the rooks. Rooks को connect करना मतलब क्या? Both the rooks should protect each other. Okay, इससे क्या होता है एक्चुअली, आपके दो रूक अगर कनेक्टेड है, okay, so generally your rook's value is 5 points. Okay, but if two rooks are connected, it is not 5 plus 5 equal to 10. it is 5 plus 5 equal to more than 10. Okay, what is the reason for that? जब आप अकेले रुक को मारने जाओगे जिसको सपोर्ट नहीं है तो आपको आप आराम से मार सकते हो उसको, लेकिन अगर आपका रुक कनेक्टेड है और यहाँ पे अगर ब्लैक का क्वीन भी रख दूं मैं तो क्वीन उसको मारने की डेयरिंग नहीं कर सकता है। ओके, क्योंकि उसको पता है कि ये कनेक्टेड रुक्स है, एक दोनों में से एक को भी हाथ लगाऊंगा तो मैं मर जाऊंगा, ये उनको पता है। ओके, so that is the reason connected rooks are more important, more powerful. Okay, and that's what your fifth principle says, try to connect the rook as early as possible. Okay, and that too with the opening principles only. For example, opening principle में क्या बोला गया है? सबसे पहले e2 का अपॉन e4 में खेलो, राइट? बाद में आपको नाइट डेवलप करो, ओके, नाइट मतलब दोनों नाइट्स, ओके, बाद में आपके बिशप डेवलप करो, राइट, बिशप्स हो गए, उसके बाद में क्वीन को सिर्फ आगे लेके जाना है, डू नॉट डेवलप योर क्वीन, आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड, ओके, आई एम कमिंग टू दैट पॉइंट अगेन, या बट एज आई सेड क्योंकि क्वीन इंपॉर्टेंट होती है तो हम उसको ज्यादा बाहर नहीं लेके जाएंगे। आपने देखा मैंने क्वीन को मूव किया लेकिन मैं बाहर लेके गया क्या? नहीं। सो इज द केस विद ब्लैक ने डेवलप किया लेकिन ब्लैक ने बाहर लाया है क्या? क्या कोई भी इस वक्त आपके किंग के ऊपर या क्वीन के ऊपर अटैक कर सकता है? बताओ।
नहीं,
Nobody,
no,
right?
no sir.
Because we are following the opening principle. Okay, so if you follow the opening principle that will be helpful for you. Okay, and then connect the two rooks after that, right? तो मतलब जब आपके नाइट मूव हो गए, बिशप मूव हो गया, क्वीन मूव हो गई, तो ये ऑटोमेटिकली कनेक्ट हो गए, और कनेक्ट होने के बाद में एफ वाला रुक E1 में लेके आओ, ए वाला रुक D1 में लेके आओ। नाउ कैन यू सी इट इज कंट्रोलिंग द सेंट्रल स्क्वायर्स, ओके, अटैकिंग ऑन द D फाइल एंड E फाइल रुक्स। और जैसे ही रुक दोनों इधर आ जाएंगे फिर आप आराम से बिशप को बाहर निकालो, फिर क्वीन को बाहर निकालो, ओके, दैट टाइम यू विल बी रेडी फॉर फाइट, करेक्ट। तो जैसे आपका कैसलिंग खत्म होता है, कैसलिंग खत्म होकर जैसे आप रुक कनेक्ट कर लेते हो तो इसको बोलते हैं कि आपका ओपनिंग खत्म हुआ और आपका मिडल गेम शुरू हुआ। ओके, मिडल गेम में फिर हम अलग अलग टैक्टिक्स अप्लाई करते हैं, एक्चुअली दैट वी विल लर्न व्हाट थिंग्स यू नीड टू अप्लाई इन द टैक्टिक्स। ओके, so then learning the middle game studies, it will take few months, okay, and then we will come to the end game. Okay, जैसे हमने one rook mate सीखा है, two rook mate सीखा है, right निष्का? So those are the end game. Yeah, so those are the
Sir, I have
end
studied
game
one
tactics.
also.
Right, end game tactics. Okay, so this is how your overall chess game is. Chess game is divided into three categories: opening, middle game, and end game. Okay, now we are learning the opening principles. So whenever you open your game, that means when you start playing the game. Okay, open game, open करना मतलब क्या है? ऐसे बॉक्स में से निकालना, उसको ओपन नहीं बोलते। ओके, you already have all the pieces set,
Starting the game.
okay, and then you are ready to fight, you are ready to start the game. Okay, तो बहुत बार अपने दिमाग में ये सवाल होता है कि अरे मैं क्या खेलूं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल let me take any one of your games, kids. Okay, let's see.
Take mine.
इसका लेना है, 1 second. लेट कौन सा है अपना टीम? 12 PM, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, you have
1 second अब
tournament
kids
points.
teams. Okay, let me go to teams, then 12 PM team, right? कोई भी एक लेते हैं, एक्चुअली नथिंग लाइक, चलो हार्दिक वाला उठाते हैं फॉर एग्जांपल। हार्दिक और किसका लेंगे? अवनी।
Mine, sir.
इसमें क्या है? अरे गेम किधर गया भाई तुम्हारा? ओके, अवनीश का गेम स्वयं के साथ, या फॉर एग्जांपल। ओके, लेट्स सी नाउ हियर, जस्ट एग्जांपल। ओके किड्स, कि क्या किया था ये इन बच्चों ने यहाँ पे पैदा। ओके, ये तो क्या ब्लैक, ओके, By the way, kids, are they following the opening principles?
No.
Not
No.
really, right?
No, sir.
ये तो कुछ अलग ही गेम है. Avnish, what is this? What was your plan? Why so? Why is it like this? Okay. I don't know the result. ये बहुत गलती हो गई यहाँ पे, तो रुक दे दिया डायरेक्ट. हाँ. Okay.
समझा नहीं मैं, किसका गेम है?
ये स्वयं वर्सेस अवनीश. Anyways, so in short, आपको समझ में आ गया? You guys are not following the opening principles, right? क्योंकि आप देखोगे तो देखो, अवनीश का किंग तो अभी भी सेंटर में खड़ा है. ओके, और पूरा ओपन हो चुका है. ये बात अलग है कि स्वयं ने उसका एडवांटेज नहीं लिया. ओके, क्योंकि आइडियली जब आपका किंग सेंटर में और उसके आजू बाजू वाले सभी पीसेज जो निकल चुके हैं, आप आराम से अटैक कर सकते हो उसको, राइट? वेयर एज आप अगर व्हाइट को देखोगे तो वेल कवर्ड है, यहाँ पे वेल प्रोटेक्टेड है. इतना आसान नहीं है उसके ऊपर अटैक करना, राइट? बट एनीवेज, रिजल्ट मे बी इफ वी रन क्विकली. अभी देखो, बाद में कैसलिंग कर ली यहाँ पे अवनीश ने. ओके, भले ही लॉन्ग कैसलिंग की, लेकिन किंग को प्रोटेक्ट किया उसने बाद में. ओके, और फिर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे तो चेकमेट हो गया व्हाइट. ओके, सो ब्लैक प्लेड वेल ओवर देयर, बट इन शॉर्ट you need to follow the opening principles. Okay, kids, that's what I wanted to tell. Yeah. So coming back, this is how we need to play and connect the two rooks, right? Now we talked about try to connect both the rooks. Okay, the next principle is do not develop your queen early in the game. Okay, 1 second, kids, I need to adjust. Okay, now you can see properly. Okay, do not develop the queen into play early. Being the most powerful piece, it is prone to attack. Okay, जैसे मैंने बोला, क्योंकि वो important piece है, तो कोई भी obviously आप बाहर आओगे तो मारने के लिए तो आ ही जाएगा, right? So it is prone to attack by opponents' weaker pieces, which would develop freely without any loss of time, while the queen is chased from one square to another. Okay, I will show you one sample game for this. Okay, kids, queen को develop क्यों नहीं करना है. Okay, but for now, just remember that we should not develop the queen early in the game. Okay, do not develop your queen early in the game, as it is important piece. It is prone to attack by your opponent.
Sir, you have written attach.
Weaker pieces. 1 second. Huh? Attack. Okay. Prone to attack by your opponent's weaker pieces. Okay. Okay, इसमें क्या होता है, फिर आप जब क्वीन निकालते हो तो आपका जो ओपोनेंट है वो उसके जो वीकर पीसेस है, जैसे पॉन्स है, नाइट है, बिशप है, दे विल ट्राई टू अटैक ऑन योर क्वीन. ओके, और आपसे अगर एक गलती हो गई, क्वीन लॉस्ट हो गया, तो फिर गेम गया, राइट? देयर आर हाई चांसेस दैट यू विल लूज द गेम. ओके, it's a different matter that sometimes we can control back the game and win that game. Okay, but it is very rare. It's not that usually you will play with I mean you will lose the queen and you will win that game. Okay, it hardly happens. It will not the case that always it will happen. Okay, the next thing is, in the opening you should make only few pawn moves. Okay, just as many as necessary. Okay, जैसे कि मैंने बोला यहाँ पे कम से कम पॉन के मूव्स करने आपको. ओके, तो कौन से जरूरी है, जैसे आपको ई पॉन मूव करना है, आपने देखा अभी मैंने कितने मूव्स किए यहाँ पे। ओके देखो, एक, फिर बाद में हमने बिशप को निकाला, फिर नाइट को निकाला, फिर कैसलिंग किया, राइट, फिर क्वीन को यहाँ पे मूव किया, बिशप को यहाँ पे किया, नाइट को यहाँ पे किया, फिर पॉन को मूव किया, राइट। तो आप अगर देखोगे तो इतने सारे 10-12 जो 15 मूव हुए उसमें सिर्फ 2 मूव्स पॉन के हैं। ओके, so in the opening you should make only few pawn moves, just as many as required for the development of the other pieces, minor pieces, major pieces. Okay, avoid making f2 or f7 pawn in the opening as it will leave the king side exposed. Okay, जो f2 का और f7 का pawn है इसको मूव नहीं करना है, क्योंकि आपने अगर मूव कर दिया शुरू में, फॉर एग्जांपल आप अगर इसको मूव किया, ओके, सपोज उसने ये खेला, ओके, बाद में आपने ये खेला, तो देखो अगर आपने ये पॉन मूव किया है तो कैन यू सी नाउ योर किंग इज अटैक्ड एंड इट इज चेकमेटेड। कैन यू सेव दिस?
Yes, sir.
कितने मूव हुए? आई हार्डली प्लेड 2 मूव्स, राइट, एक मूव, 2
Yes, sir.
मूव, और ये दूसरे मूव में दूसरे मूव में चेकमेट हो गए आप, राइट। सो समझ में आ गया, अगर आप अगर f2 का पॉन निकालते हो तो कितना रिस्की है।
Yes.
So that is the reason you should avoid. Okay, so what the next thing says, try to make as less moves of pawns as possible in the beginning of the game. Never, okay, I'm using the word never. Okay, never ever move f2 in bracket or f7. Okay, for black it is f7. Okay, pawn, because it opens or exposes the king for attack. Okay, I shown you the example as well, kids, right?
Yes,
जैसे
sir.
आपका आपने अगर ये मूव किया तो there are chances that your king may get attacked and may get checkmated as well. Okay, that's the 7th principle. And then the last principle says do not move the same piece twice unless you have moved every other pieces at least once. Okay, जब तक आपका हर कोई पीस एक बार मूव नहीं हुआ है आप किसी एक ही पीस को बार बार नहीं मूव करोगे। ओके, बहुत से बच्चों को क्या आदत होती है पता है, जैसे आपको एग्जांपल बताया मैंने, क्वीन को निकाल के लाया, ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल, बाद में उन्होंने ये कुछ खेला, सपोज आपने ये खेला, राइट, अभी देखो क्वीन को भागना पड़ेगा। ओके, सपोज क्वीन इधर आ गई, ठीक है, तो उन्होंने सपोज ये खेला, बाद में आपने कुछ खेला, ओके, देखो अभी फिर से क्वीन को भागना पड़ेगा बिकॉज क्वीन इज अटैकिंग, राइट। इन शॉर्ट, इनडायरेक्टली आपने अगर देखा होगा तो यहाँ पे आया, फिर यहाँ से भाग के यहाँ पे आया, फिर यहाँ पे आया, यू आर लूजिंग द मूव्स, राइट, आपके मूव्स लूज हो रहे, राइट। सो दैट इज द लास्ट प्रिंसिपल, डू नॉट मूव द सेम पीस ट्वाइस unless you have moved every other piece. Okay, kids, so these are the 8 opening principles, important opening principles. We will stop here for today. I will share all these notes to you, note it down properly. Okay, we will discuss in the next class. I'll take few examples showing the opening principles. Okay, I will prove that each and every opening principle how it is good for you. Okay, kids, so let's stop here for
Okay,
today.
sir.
I will share the notes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bye bye,
Bye,
kids. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning and thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.